Welcome back to the Conversational Selling. Our kickoff activities were all about your belief. Now let's talk about your belief and how you can succeed in your Avon business. If you are great at selling Avon products and selling the Avon opportunity, the sky is the limit. While the word selling can sometimes feel icky, Avon's approach to selling is all about making a connection, sharing, and having conversation. Easy, right? Today, we're going to learn more about how you can create meaningful, sincere connections and sell the Avon opportunity. In this seminar, we're going to discuss selling the Avon opportunity. Keep in mind that you can apply these same skills to sell product, and so can your team. We want to go from being opportunity takers to being the opportunity makers.
Conversational selling starts with S in boss. We're going to talk about growing your business through the grow model. G, get to know the person and her needs. R, recommend the right Avon solution. O, offer a relatable story to demonstrate your belief. And W, work to establish the next steps.
You may be thinking that selling the Avon opportunity is also about O or outreach. We will align the O in boss when we discuss planning later in this program. In the planning module, you will plan who you want to reach out to and how you expand your network. This module is solely focused on selling, the S in boss, and how to conduct them.
Conversational selling is believing in your ability to build relationships and grow your business. So take a minute and reflect on your sales approach. Also, think about your experiences as a customer. Would any of you admit that you can be too timid or too passive when you're selling your Avon business to others? Or maybe you've even had a salesperson who seemed to be too timid or passive. For example, I really enjoy working for Avon. Maybe we can chat one day about what it could do for you. We also have being overly aggressive. Are you looking for an Avon opportunity unlike any other? Are you seeking a social life that provides financial freedom? Well, then do I have the answer for you? Let's work on becoming an expert at conversational selling to be confident when talking to others. Our goal in this module is to help you believe in yourself and to have confidence to build relationships and grow your business through easy conversations. If we accomplish our goal, your prospects will want to be a part of your team and your customers will be drawn to your confidence.
As you meet people and talk to people that you know, remember every conversation is an opportunity to grow your business. It might be an opportunity to sell Avon products, or you could sell the Avon opportunity. The letter in GROW represents the 4 easy steps you should follow in every sales conversation. Get to know the person and her needs. Recommend the right Avon solution. Offer relatable stories that demonstrate your belief, but also work to establish those next steps.
So let's make each conversation matter. What we'll do is break down the conversation into small bite-sized pieces to allow us to consider the importance of each step. So we're going to explore a little more in depth.
G is all about getting to know the person and her needs. It's about starting the conversation. Be it with someone you've already known for a while or a chance encounter with a complete stranger. Once you get talking, you will have to dig deeper to uncover her needs and her wants. It's really important to understand what she wants and needs so that you can help her see how the Avon solution can help her later on.
There are opportunities that cross our paths every day to start conversations with people we do not know. We call these chance encounters. Some of the places we might experience chance encounters could be at the local coffee shop, or maybe where you get your hair and nails done. Definitely at the mall, or maybe at a birthday party. How about happy hour? So think about some places that you could have chance encounters every day. We're going to talk about next how to connect with people during those chance encounters.
It's important to have an easy way of starting conversations during chance encounters. We have a couple of good options to connect with somebody. One thing is to find common ground and to ask open-ended questions to get her talking. While standing in a grocery line, you can ask the person next to you, "Wow, what a beautiful day. What do you enjoy doing in the sunshine?" The second options that we have to start conversations is to compliment somebody. Remember to always be sincere when complimenting somebody. You do not want to sound cheesy and make the person feel uncomfortable.
It's also good to catch compliments, especially about Avon products. Wear Avon clothes, accessories, and makeup, so when someone compliments you, it gives you a reason to talk about Avon. Even if the compliment's not related to Avon, be prepared to ask an open-ended question to keep your conversation going and learn more about that person. In all conversations, whether they are with people you just meet or people you already know, it's really important to ask open-ended questions to get to know their needs and wants. By knowing what is important to that person, you'll be able to share how the Avon opportunity can make a difference in her life. Let's talk about warm-up conversations with open-ended questions. Starting your open-ended questions with why, what, how, who, when, and tell me will help you. Here are some examples. How is your job going? Tell me more about what you do. How do you do it? Managing your family, your career. What do you think is the hardest part about being a stay-at-home mom with your kids? Or if you could change your situation, what would you want to change? And why do you like to volunteer at the PTA so much? And always remember, be interested in every conversation, not interesting. Everyone likes conversations to be about them. It makes them feel good and cared for. You will make the person you're talking to feel good about you and building relationships with you if you act interested.
Dig deeper. Once you ask a good open-ended question, it's important to dig deeper to find out what matters most. We call this listening with more questions. Here are some good examples of follow-up questions that you can use to dig deeper. If you find out that she really wants to make new friends, you could dig deeper by asking, why is making new friends important to you? If you find out that she wants more flexibility in her day, you could dig deeper by asking, what would more flexibility in your day mean to you? If you want to find out that she wants more money, you could dig deeper by asking, what would more money mean to your family?
So let's see how this works with an example. Here we have Sally, the Avon leader, and Jessica. Sally met Jessica at spin class. and asked her to have coffee. Hi, Jessica. Happy Friday. I'm so glad we could meet for coffee.
Me too. That spin class is awesome. We had so much fun. It's a great stress release.
I'm with you. I feel great after every class. Did I hear you say that you have 3 kids, one of which is in college? I have only one little guy, and I feel like I can hardly keep my head above water.
Yes, that's right. I also have a daughter in college, and my 2 boys are on a travel soccer team. I spend my weekends schlepping them around all over the place.
I don't envy you there. What else causes you stress?
Oh gosh, I work from home as a book editor. I spend my days on the computer with very little interaction. I need to connect with humans over the age of 14.
I get it. If you could create the life you dream about, what would that life look like?
I would have less stress. I would have lots of friends to hang out with, and I would have plenty of money to help pay for my daughter's college and travel. I love experiencing new places. Let's hear how it sounds to dig a little deeper by continuing on.
So, Sarah, why do you feel being connected and having friends is more important to you now?
Since my divorce, I have felt so isolated. We had to move to a new area, and I have not felt up to finding new friends.
I totally understand. I'm divorced, and I felt that same way when I went through it. You mentioned you'd love to have more money to help pay for college and travel more. What would it mean to you if you had more money for these things?
Well, first, I would feel relieved that my daughter will not graduate from college with a ton of debt. I don't want her to have that level of stress at such a young age. Also, by having more money to travel, I could fulfill my lifelong dream of visiting Europe. How can this information help Sally sell Sarah the Avon opportunity?
So now we're going to talk about R in the GROW method, recommending the right Avon solution. Right now, Sally's trying to recommend to Sarah/Jessica the right Avon solution. We all know when selling the opportunity, the Avon opportunity is the right solution. And if you're selling the products, it is important to determine what solution is right for the customer based on her needs as well. So what we're going to talk about next are the 3 C's when recommending the right Avon solution.
Every time you recommend the right Avon solution, follow these 3 C's and you cannot go wrong. Clarify her needs and her wants. Communicate the right Avon solution. Like we said, the Avon opportunity is the right solution when recruiting. But we also want to connect the dots and to share how the solution can meet her needs and her wants. You can see that you can't do these 3 steps unless you know her needs and her wants, which is part of the G in the GROW. Make sure you spend time to get to know her before you try to recommend the right opportunity.
Let's talk about the first C, clarifying her needs and wants. This is a very important step. You will make sure you really understand her needs and wants, and you want to make sure you never assume anything. Also, possibly identifying additional needs and wants while you're clarifying, and then make sure her needs and wants have not changed since your last conversation. And ultimately, the best part is she's going to feel heard.
Now, recommend the right solutions. We also want to talk about communicate. So once you confirm her needs and her wants, you can share the solution and how it will help her meet her needs. Here, we have an example of some verbiage that you can use as a structure for your recommendation. This is just a structure. Obviously, your words are going to be a lot more casual. Given your goal to have your daughter graduate from college without debt and your desire to travel, I would love to share with you a way that you would be allowed to relieve some of the stress of these things, which you will allow you to have a little bit more time and a little bit more financial freedom.
It sounds like you would love to connect with some new people and make some extra money to help pay for your daughter's college and travel. Is that right?
Yes, I would love to do that.
You should join my team as an Avon representative. You can make new friends and be part of a great group of women. The ladies on my team are fabulous. Everyone supports each other and has a ton of fun together. We would love to have you. And I think you'd love them too. As an Avon representative, you can also earn extra money for your daughter's college and for the cool trips you were talking about. You can help her avoid stress when she graduates, and you can take that dream trip to Europe. Who doesn't want to have fun with friends and make money at the same time?
O is all about offering the relatable stories. Once you recommend the Avon solution, it's important to offer a relatable story that demonstrates your belief in it. This is the O in grow. It is really important to relate to the person as you build a trusted relationship. By sharing a story or two, you can help her to see how the solution has impacted you and others. Stories really do demonstrate how the solution can make a difference for her.
When selling the Avon opportunity, the most important story that you share is your story. Remember in the kickoff module, you created your belief using the 4 chambers of the heart. These are the elements of your story. Use them to share how the Avon opportunity has impacted you and your life in a positive way. So think about when talking to a prospect, make sure you relate to her when you tell your story. You want her to say, "Wow, you're a lot like me, and joining Avon has made a great impact on your life. Maybe I should really try it." Remember, if you know someone else whose story relates even more to the prospect, share their story. It never hurts to share others' stories.
Offer relatable stories. So let's listen to an example of how sharing stories may sound. Here, Sally is sharing some stories with Sarah. I totally understand how you feel when you say you need to connect with new friends. When my son went to kindergarten, I was totally lost. My whole life had revolved around him and his needs, and I had very few friends. So another way we can talk and bring up conversation is, you remind me a lot of Susan. Susan is my sister-in-law. She pulled me aside a few years ago and was interested in learning more about Avon. I really believe that Avon might be the right opportunity for you.
So once you go through the G, R, and the O, the next step is the W, working to establish the next steps. It's important to always ask your prospect to join your team and then Establish next steps based on how she responds.
If you truly get to know her needs, recommending the right Avon solution, and offer a relatable story to demonstrate your beliefs, you can confidently ask her to join your team. Make sure you always ask. It's very important to finish that step. There are so many ways that you can ask a prospect to join your team. Take a look at the examples on this slide. It's important that you find the words that are most comfortable for you and make it easy. Why don't we get together and start today? Honestly, I would love to have you join my team. How can we make it happen? What additional information do you need to get started? The last, what additional information, if any, can I provide to help you determine if the Avon opportunity is right? What are some of the other ways that you can ask her to join your team?
Knowing that you always ask prospects to join your team at the end of the grow conversations, you really need to be prepared for the outcome. What if she says yes? What will you do if she says, well, I'm not sure, or maybe? And how will you handle if she presents some obstacles in joining your team? If you hear yes, have a plan to get her started. Remember, first impressions make a real difference. She will be more likely to stick with you if you have an onboarding plan and clear steps for her to get started. Okay, what if you hear, man, I'm not sure, or maybe she says maybe? What do you do next? Think about the next steps you might recommend to further demonstrate your belief in the opportunity. You want to help her see the benefits even more clearly. And what should you do if you hear an obstacle or objections from the prospect? When you hear the obstacle or objections, the first thing you should do is ask open-ended questions to learn a little bit more. Dig deeper to understand why there's an obstacle. Once you understand more, respond with additional stories of people with similar concerns or how the Avon opportunity could still be the right solution. If the objections are too strong, it is okay to move on. Continue the relationship and focus on selling products instead of the Avon opportunity. And then what if you hear the word no? That is okay. Take the opportunity to get a referral. Maybe the person knows someone who might be interested in starting an Avon business. Don't forget the person could also have or become a potential customer. And then don't forget the importance of staying connected. The person may change their mind in the future. You may have planted that seed for them. She might want to refer to someone else to learn just a little bit more. She might just want to purchase Avon products in the future. So always stay connected and be prepared for every outcome.
No matter what the outcome is, it's important that you establish a tangible next step. Based on the person's level of interest, recommend the next step that feels appropriate. For example, if you are second guessing, you could always say something like, it feels like you're still mulling this over. Why don't you sleep on it and think about any potential concerns or questions, and we can connect again tomorrow. Set a time expectation. By setting an expectation that you will be calling them back in 2 days, it won't come as a surprise when you do and they actually appreciate it. Be accommodating. Make sure that you are considerate of their time and their schedule. Capture her contact information. This is vital to being able to follow up with her in the appropriate manner that she uses and works best for her. But highlight a roadmap of your next steps. Selling the Avon opportunity is not always a one-time event. Studies have shown it typically takes up to 10 contacts before the sale is actually made. Follow up by phone, text, or email will keep your business healthy and growing.
So let's hear an example of the W, which is working to identify the next steps. It feels like you're still deciding this over. Why don't you sleep on it? Think about any potential concerns or questions, and then we can meet up in 2 days. How do you like to be contacted?
I prefer to be text or even to call me.
Fantastic. Let me add you now. We can connect later this week. We can determine if you think it would be worthwhile to grab coffee with Kelsey. She's fantastic and reminds me of you. We could also have you attend our team meeting if you'd like to do that.
Great. I will talk to you soon. All of your efforts to identify the next step will be for naught if you do not follow up. Good follow-up shows respect and professionalism. Not following up at all, can really be a detriment to your business. So it's essential that you do follow up. Connect through Twitter when they request a text also can be a little bit of a fail or a shortcoming to your business as well. Not adjusting your plan. Everyone is different. They want different things for different reasons and at different times. Having a plan is good, but having only one plan sometimes can steer you wrong. But also identify follow-up. Sometimes you have to cut your losses to focus on a prospect that may actually turn into a high performer. There comes a point when you need to just ask, are you interested in an Avon business and opportunity or not? And at what point would you cut off your losses?
After practicing grow conversations with multiple people, sit back and reflect on your progress. Here are some telltale signs that let you know that you're really rocking it with your Avon business. It's going to feel more natural, and it will feel less salesy, and it's going to feel more sincere. Your prospect will be visibly at ease. They're going to, maybe with their body language, lean in, nod their head in agreement with you. And you'll know you're rocking it if you get 15 or more minutes of information being shared back with you. They'll also be eager to set up the next steps, and they'll appreciate your follow-up. And don't forget, it's okay to fake it until you make it.
Now we have covered all of the information in our seminar. Let's talk about the application guide for this module. It's called Growing Your Business. By completing this application guide, you will prepare for the future conversations focused on selling the Avon opportunity. So we want to make sure that you take the time to fill this out and complete it again prior to our one-on-one call, and make sure you forward it through email to your coach.
So now I just want to ask you to be sure to prepare your answer to the hot topic question. Who is the most interesting person you know and why? And be prepared to answer this question on our upcoming group collaboration call. And just remember the 4 simple steps of the GROW method. And we are looking forward to your growth throughout this module.